We're back, and this week we're talking National League. NL East we're going to start off with, and we want to remind you to go ahead and follow us on Twitter at HOU Basebald, and go ahead and share on Facebook at Basebald. Share this with all your friends. Keep us going, keep the momentum going. If you want to send in a question, you can email us at houbasebald@gmail.com. But we wanted to jump right into it.
Yeah, let's go.
And start off with talking NL East. I think for both of us, it's clear that the Washington Nationals are the cream of the crop. Maybe the best team in baseball, but clearly the best team in this division. I mean, they're just stacked.
Yeah, not even close. They pick up Scherzer, obviously, the big deal in the offseason here to go with Strasburg and Zimmerman. And Gio Gonzalez is all of a sudden a number 4 in the rotation.
Doug Fister. Gio Gonzalez might be a number 5.
Yeah, I mean, that's
they got
an amazing rotation.
Roark, who can they just move down to the bullpen to add to Storin, and they just signed Casey Jansen. They've got Matt Thornton coming from the left side. So maybe I don't know, with Casey Jansen signing, I'm not really worried about any of their positions anymore.
Really not.
Solid.
They're awesome.
Best starting pitching. I mean, you might not even need a bullpen.
Serious.
You got guys that can go complete game shutouts almost every start. You do have a solid bullpen now with the Jansen signing, Storin at the end at the end there, closing it down. Just going around the infield, you got Anthony Rendon, Ian Desmond. They brought in Yunel Escobar to play some solid defense at second base. So now Danny Espinosa is a bench utility guy. They moved Ryan Zimmerman to first base. The outfield, Denard Span, Bryce Harper, Jason Worth when he comes back from the
jail
injury, jail time for the speeding. But they've got solid professionals to hold down the fort in Nate McLeod, Kevin Franson. But Michael Taylor is a strong Rookie of the Year candidate if he gets the time. I don't think he'll have the time.
If somebody gets hurt.
If somebody gets hurt. But Michael Taylor's a good rookie outfielder to keep your eye on. He can play.
Is this the year Harper has his breakout year?
I think it is, man. It has to be. This guy, I mean, unless he just plays so hard, he gets too many injuries. But I think he stays healthy all year. This is the team that Harper puts on his back. Harper and Strasburg, they take the reins and they take this guy all the way, coast to coast.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think Harper does break out, has that big year.
There's not much else to talk about with this team. I mean, solid across. The only thing that could bring this team down is injuries, but even then they've got depth. Even on the pitching, any injuries, they got AJ Cole, Lucas Giolito. So this is easy number 1 pick in the AL East. My favorites for the World Series. So unless you have anything to add, we'll go ahead and move on.
Well done, Washington. Well done.
Good job, Nats. Go Nats.
Let's get on to the rest of this dumpster fire of the division.
Yeah, it's looking at this. I think the bottom 2 teams are so bad that the wild card might come out of this division because they're beating up on. I don't know. I don't even want to talk about Atlanta and Philly.
I'll hit them up then.
All right, you talk about.
I'll kick them while they're down. Let's talk about Atlanta. They shipped off pieces left and right this offseason to get younger, to try to do a fast rebuild. For the next couple of years.
Big John Hart fan. Hey, John, if you're watching, love you. You're awesome, but I understand it's going to take some time.
It's going to be hard to watch this team because, other than Freddie Freeman, who are you going to watch? You've got Johnny Gomes, was one of their pickups for the outfield. You've got B.J. Upton in center. Nick Markakis, they went and got him, but
he might not even be able to play the first month or two.
Yeah, it's Chris Johnson, Andrelton Simmons, Alberto Callaspo, and
I think Alberto Callaspo was keeping the seat warm for Peraza, who I would be excited to see if he could break camp with this team.
Mm-hmm.
Freddie Freeman's about it. They got the catcher, Betancourt, back there, who should be pretty solid major leaguer.
Ultimately, they're just not going to win a lot of games. Period.
No,
I don't see how
they're not going to score runs.
Staff you love Julio Teheran, and you can see what Shelby Miller might be able to do in a new environment. He certainly has the stuff. Couldn't really put it together last year for St. Louis before the trade. So,
Mike Minor,
yeah, Mike
Alex
Minor.
Wood. They got their pitching staff.
They've got some arms,
Yeah.
but yeah, they're just not there yet.
Fulton Evans.
And Fulte, yeah.
Wandy Rodriguez. They'll be competing. Old and new. The young and old Astros.
And then their pen, they got Greeley and Kimbrel out there, and that's great if they ever are winning a game. Then
Hey, they should be able to hold on to those leads if they ever get one.
you might lock them down.
Yeah, I don't see how they're going to be scoring any runs, but
Yeah, that's what I have for the Braves.
all right, let's just move on.
Yeah, next I got a team that's not going to be a whole lot better. Philadelphia. Phillies. They just they look like a mess right now with the way that they're being run. Their organization looks kind of like trash.
What are they doing?
I have no
What's their
idea.
plan?
To get old faster.
They've got a lot of names. They got a lot of names, but a lot of names that haven't done stuff in a long time and that cost a lot of money.
And they can't move anybody. They're trying to move Ryan Howard. Nobody's interested in taking on that contract, and they don't want to pay him to play for somebody else.
That holds back Michael Franco, who they'd like to play at first base, but with Ryan Howard there, he's not going to be given a shot.
Yeah, and that's a shame because they've got Cody Ash and Michael Franco as third base prospects, but you can't play them both. What are you going to do? How are you going to give them both time? Put one in the outfield for now. It's not like Grady Sizemore is going to hold it down. Grady Sizemore is playing in the outfield for them.
Darren Ruff, Dominic Brown, who's just had that one decent year.
Yeah. Then Ben Revere.
Ben Revere is a good major league player. You got a great catcher, Carlos Ruiz back there behind the plate. And like I said, you got a lot of names.
But he's old.
A lot of good names, but a lot of names that cost a lot of money, that are older, haven't done stuff in a while. Utley always brings it. Papelbon at the end, but is he going to be with the Phillies this year? Or is he going to get dealt? He should have already been dealt.
He should have been dealt. There's no reason to keep him on your team.
You've got Giles there to close for you.
Go get a piece or two for that guy.
Get rid of the money. Go get some more prospects. Because, man, you really got nothing.
Yeah. Same thing goes for their pitching. They've got some good pitchers. They got Hamels. Everybody's interested in Hamels. And I think Ruben Amaro Jr., their GM, is trying to hold out for the best deal. But, I don't think anybody's too confident he's going to make a great decision.
I think he's waiting for those Red Sox prospects. And the Red Sox are...
Maybe, but it's time to unload now. And, if you can get rid of Cliff Lee for anything, I don't know, maybe some contender would like to have him if they thought he was healthy.
Yeah, if he can show he's healthy the first half, I think you may be able to get rid of Cliff Lee. Cole Hamels is the guy, and Papelbon. You got to get rid of those guys. I understand no one wants Ryan Howard. No one. Everybody's going to wait and see how healthy Cliff Lee is. But Papelbon should have already been dealt. You got to get rid of that guy.
Yeah.
Cole Hamels, you got to get rid of that guy before the season starts, because if he gets injured,
you're screwed.
Yeah,
you got to be able to. But they've got not a lot to really be too excited about.
No high-end prospects either. Jesse Biddle didn't really. He had a bad year last year. And there's really no one else to talk about in that Philly
the
organization.
fact that they've got Sizemore and Frank Cooler on their roster.
That says it. That says it all.
Let's move on.
Okay.
Let's leave those guys alone.
I would like to talk about two teams that look pretty good on paper, and like I said, can be competing for a playoff spot because of how bad Philadelphia and Atlanta are. I just think everybody in that division is going to be beating up on them. They'll get some extra wins that that the tough Central and West are going to be beating each other up on. So the Marlins, man, they went out, made a big splash by keeping their guy.
I was surprised.
Yeah, they spent the money, and Stanton is going to be a Marlin.
$300 million.
He's the big guy. So we all know about Giancarlo Stanton. That outfield, I like Pittsburgh's a little bit better, but that outfielder, man, of young guys, Stanton, Ozuna, Yelich, they can all hit, they can all field. It's going to be an exciting outfield.
Absolutely.
They brought Mike Morse on a 2-year deal to play first base, provide a little bit of power, a little bit of experience. They also got Martin Prado to play third base. There's your veteran guy.
Because he can move around, he can do anything, and veteran presence, like you said.
And then Echeverria and is playing shortstop, but they went out and got D. Gordon to bring a little bit of excitement at the top of that lineup in front of Stanton and Yelich and Ozuna.
Speed running around there. I like that. You know, they've got plenty of power in Stanton and Morse. But, you know, I like that some of these teams are mixing it up a little bit with the small ball, getting speed back. You saw what the Royals did last year with their speed, and I think people are attracted to that. So D. Gordon coming up, playing second base right now, maybe instead, you know, playing up the middle with Echeverria. Should be pretty interesting.
They're going to have I think they're going to score runs. They're going to score a lot of runs. They got Salta Lamakia back there behind the plate to hold it down. They have a really good catching prospect on his way. So Salta Lamakia for the time being will hold that down for this year probably. Cishek at the end of that bullpen. It's not I don't think it's a great bullpen. Miami kind of scrimped a little bit there to save some money, but Cishek is strong, and then the starting pitching is pretty good. You got to wait until June or July for the horse to come back, Jose Fernandez.
Don't rush it. You know, they won't. I don't think they're in competition for the division this year. Well, not the division certainly, but I don't even know if they're going to be in contention for a wild card. So why rush the arm back too fast?
I think they will. I think this is a playoff contention team, and so you will see he's going to be their. Well, this is our trade deadline player.
The shot in the arm.
Yeah, this is our guy. We don't need to go out and get one because we're getting our ace back. And really, besides Matt Harvey and Clayton Kershaw, who's better than Jose Fernandez in the National League? It's tough, man. He is awesome.
Good, but that's why I wouldn't want him to rush him back too much. But on the rest of that rotation until he gets back,
pretty solid. Henderson Alvarez, Matt Latos, Jared Cosart, Dan Herron, who they picked up, and looks like he's going to stay now, and be all in for the Marlins. So it's a solid team. I'm pumped about what the Marlins did. They look like they're going to be solid, and because the other teams are so down this year, I think they're going to pick up some extra wins and might help them look a little bit better than they really are. But a really good team.
I'm glad to see them spend the money, keep their guys, and stay relevant.
A little bit on the same level as the Marlins. While the Marlins I liked offensively a little bit better, man, the Mets can pitch.
Oh yeah.
I think the Mets are going to be in every game because of their pitching, and it's just strong. Starting off with a couple of veterans, Neese and Dylan G. Bartolo Colon, but then you got Zach Wheeler, you got Jacob deGrom, who won the Rookie of the Year last year. You got Matt Harvey, who looks healthy and ready to go.
Could be the key.
That's 6 deep already.
I know, that's crazy.
And then Syndergaard's on his way. If you need him, you got Rafael Montero. Any of these guys can come up and help out in the bullpen if you need it. The bullpen with Bobby Parnell coming back, Mejia, Familia. They're just pitching rich, and I think wherever it shakes out, they're gonna be in a lot of games this year.
Does pitching win games?
Pitching wins games, but pitching and defense wins games, and I think they're gonna be hurting defensively.
Yeah,
they're going up the middle. Wilson Flores and Daniel Murphy, who
Wilmer Flores.
Wilmer Flores and Daniel Murphy up the middle, defensively not strong at all.
Right.
That's going to hurt. But maybe the best defensive center fielder in the game in Lagares, who also now seems to be able to hit Major League pitching.
How about that?
I like that guy. I'm pumped. Got to be one of the most exciting players to watch play defense. He's just awesome. You got Kadir, who they brought in on one side, and Granderson on the other. So it looks like Lagares is going to be playing all 3 positions in the outfield.
He's covering it all, yeah. He's going to cover the whole outfield. If Granderson can stay healthy and contribute, some pop there. He doesn't have to be the 40 home run guy anymore. He's not going to do that. But hit some home runs. Do something out there.
Man, that ballpark is so big. It just drains everybody's confidence. I mean, David Wright it looks like he looks out there and he's just, I
Get it. I'm bunting. Yeah. Well, he still got right there on the hot corner. And
Darno catching.
Darno.
And if there is somebody that can hit 30 home runs in his lineup, it's Lucas Duda, who's already proved that he could.
He's finally got a full-time where they're going to commit to him and let him play.
Yeah, get Ike Davis out of here.
Good idea.
Yeah. So Duda is the man. This team, I don't like defensively, with the exception of Lagares, but man, I think they are going to score some runs. They're going to be competitive, and they'll be competitive enough because that pitching is going to keep them in every game.
I like them. I've got them coming in second place.
I do too. I have because of the pitching. I like the Mets, and I think, between the Mets and the Marlins, one of those guys will make a wild card just because the bottom. Even though I think there are better teams out there in the West and the Central. I think because the Atlanta and Philly are so bad this year that
the other divisions will beat up on each other enough.
Yes, I think that we will get one of the wild cards out of this division. It'll be the Mets or the Marlins. I have the Mets at this point, like you, because of the pitching. The Nats, cream of the crop. Mets and Marlins we like a lot, and in Atlanta and Philly we got to wait for next year. But that's the National League East, and I can't wait for the National League Central, man. Next show, National League Central. You're not going to want to miss that. But we're out of time for today. So for my brother Brian, I'm Brandon. Go Stros!
Go Stros!
We're talking baseball. Klazuski, Campanella, talking baseball. The man and Bobby Fella, the scooter.